Hi, I'm Michael Ann at Seattle Money Coach. I want to tell you about a really interesting conversation I had with my boyfriend. It's always interesting when someone's dating a money coach, and eventually you end up talking about money. I actually wrote a article on this, what I'm going to share with you, called Love, Happiness, and Project Savings, if you want to read a little bit more. So we were talking about money, and one of the things that he kind of confessed is that he felt like he made enough money, but he was always afraid to pull the trigger and spend money on large projects that came up. He always felt a little bit anxious and guilty, pretty much no matter what he did around money. And I said, well, babe, tell me more. Can we look at your accounts? Can we, kind of look at how you have things set up? And at this point, we'd been dating probably about a year and a half, so it is a great intimacy to start sharing financial details at this level for sure. And it always helps that we were drinking a glass of wine and in his living room in front of his wood fireplace. So when we went into his online banking and kind of looked around, what I saw was that he had several checking accounts, credit cards, and a reasonable amount of money that was spread throughout all these different accounts. And anytime he wanted to pull the trigger on a project, he had to decide where to pull the money from. And then he ended up just transferring money all over the place. So one of the things that I recommended was that he simplify and have one primary checking account with two savings accounts attached to it. This was a game changer for him because it cut down on a lot of transferring, for one thing. But what I really want to share with you was how we started talking about savings. My guy makes good money. So it wasn't that he didn't have enough money. It was how could he see it and know what he had to spend and not be stressed. So what I recommended was that he move a big chunk of money, 3 months of expenses, into one savings account called a safety net, which I know many of you are familiar with, and then leave it alone. And he instantly felt better because he was always pulling that money down and couldn't figure out if he could ever touch it. So safety net done. We set up a second savings account and we called it Project Savings. And he loved this name. This was actually his idea because he thinks of it as all these projects in his life. Replacing his wood stove was a project that brought this up to begin with, dental work, big things like that. And so he now has a dedicated savings account for upcoming projects. Every month, he transfers money into this project savings account, and his primary checking account now pretty much just covers his monthly bills. It's his project savings account that he funds every month that he gets excited about looking at and helps him sleep at night because that's the account that he pulls money from when he has a big project. It could be travel. It could be the wood stove. It could be the upcoming big dental work that he's going to do. There's all sorts of projects we all have. My clients know that I call this type of savings periodic savings, and we have big periodic expenses all the time. Some of them we love, like traveling, and some of them we don't, like dental work. But the fact that he now has all of his project savings in a dedicated account and he puts money into it every month was a big change for him. So we set up an automatic transfer every month of $1,000 from his checking account to this project savings account. And when he has these big projects that come up, some of which are thousands of dollars, he transfers the money back into his checking account and he's done. This money for him and for many of us would go to cover the credit card, where these projects are often on the credit card. So there are many ways to set up money, and I'm just sharing some of these tips and tricks with you in case any of this might ring a bell for you and help you think about how to simplify your finances so that you're not stressed. And you may transfer $200 a month into your project savings account, and that's the perfect number for you. He had some very big upcoming projects like mini remodels, right? So his number, he decided he wanted to make it bigger, but it's flexible. So I invite you to read the post I wrote. Again, it's called Love, Happiness, and Project Savings. It's on the Seattle Money Coach blog. And I wish all of us greater peace around money and less stress around money. The way we set up our finances, and in my opinion, the fewer accounts we have, generally speaking, the less stress we have around money and the more control we feel around our finances. I'm Michael Ann, Seattle Money Coach.